Okay, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Makar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace, salutations, and blessings be unto the hopeful elect, pushing this truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe, in the sincere hopes of being delivered in these last days. All right, this is the brother Yakanan, and this is going to be a brief video inspired by this upload you see here from W7. Okay, and as you can see, it says massive global food crisis. J.P. Morgan warns the next big event won't be short-lived. Be ready. Okay, be ready. And we've been warning you of the coming, severe, engineered, diverse chaos, that's gonna plague this earth. That's gonna be doctored, falsified by Esau Edom. But you're also gonna have, so-called, natural events that are gonna play out as well, because we're in a time of judgment. We're in a time where Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai is judging the world, that he made, all right, as pursuing to Second Esdras, the 9th chapter. The Lord is visiting this place. And leading up to the complete annihilation, the complete destruction of this kingdom, there's going to be great judgment from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. There's going to be great pain and suffering that's going to fall upon this world before the ultimate end. Okay? And again, these are the necessary evils that must be experienced, that must be felt before the kingdom of heaven is manifested upon the earth. Okay? And there's no remedy for healing, Babylon the Great. As it tells us in the scriptures, we would have healed Babylon, but we will not be able. Okay? There's no going back. All right? There is no going back concerning Babylon the Great. There is no going back to normality concerning this kingdom in general. Excuse me, I got hay fever. There's no going back to, prior, 2019, okay? Prior, the COVID, okay? Since that time, we've seen things worsen, become more draconian, become more dystopian, as the months and the years have gone by. And it's beautiful. And now we're seeing, the talks of food crisis, all right, droughts, all right. You have a situation of, drought out here in the UK. If you look at the current maps, or rather the satellite images, they were showing it on the news the other day, and you can see how, practically the large majority of the UK is dried out. The ground is just, scorched with heat. And it rained a little bit, last night, but it wasn't a substantial amount, to make a change. But again, this is all judgment. And, we know that Esau has, weather modification, technology, on the left-hand side that he utilizes also, which ultimately, that's Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai operating through the left-hand side anyway, okay? We don't credit Esau Edom, with his own words, because we know that the Lord, controls both sides. And that's why the scriptures say, the wicked, which is thy sword, all right? The wicked, they represent the sword of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, and they are utilized in order to perform, particular works, all right? The scriptures also tell us in Sirach, the 39th chapter, that there are spirits created for vengeance, okay? And Esau, is definitely one of those spirits that the Lord can use whenever he wants to accomplish, particular works upon the earth that ultimately forward the agenda of prophecy. Okay? So this is beautiful, news. This is the kind of news that we anticipate and that we hope for, because we understand that it brings about closer, the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, all right, the kingdom of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, being instated, upon the earth. Again, the necessary evils. And this is a reset that the wicked elites of Esau Edom are attempting to perform upon the earth in order to usher in, this beast system, all right? This great reset, as they call it. This is part of ushering in the great reset of bringing, the people to their knees. And what better way to do it than causing chaos concerning food and water, okay? And making sure that no one has the ability to sustain themselves, all right? Because that's going to bring people to their knees. That's going to make people desperate. That's going to make people bow down to the beast system and cast away, their integrity on the highest level. And then we understand, and we know what comes after that, the mandatory implementation of the chip, Revelation 13 and 16. That's what's coming. All right, they're going to bring forth this chip. All right, and they're starting, with the food. All right, they're starting with, implementing, the social credit score system. They've been warming you up to the idea of the carbon footprints. All right, 15-minute cities, 10-minute cities, so on and so forth. This is the new world that they're bringing into fruition. Okay. And again, it's going to lead to complete control. And it's going to lead to you needing the MOTB in order to survive and exist and to utilize, the grid that Esau Edom has set up upon the earth. Okay? Now, the scriptures also say, suddenly shall the storehouses, appear empty, roughly paraphrasing. Okay? We're talking about, the food warehouses. You're going to have issues with, with trucks, being able to deliver food to the supermarkets, because you have this whole thing, with the diesel, okay? And they're trying to X out diesel and petrol shortages. You got the ongoing Iran war with America, which is Babylon the Great and Israel. So all of these things, are causing mass disruption in the markets. And again, this is engineered and organized chaos to bring about the beast system. Okay, so this was just a quick video. I just wanted to speak upon this video that you have here from W7. All right, we're in a beautiful time. So with that, I'll say shalom.